Kansas City Sports Update Studios. Welcome to Kingdom Radio, where we talk about all things Kansas City Chiefs. Brought to you by Arrowhead Update. Join Chris and Richard on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Player FM, CastBox, and all third-party applications. Check us out on Facebook platforms such as Kansas City Sports Update and Arrowhead Update. And if you cannot find us there, Google or search Kingdom Radio and Kansas City Chiefs, and you will find us. Welcome to the Kingdom.
How are we doing, Kansas City? I am Richard Smith, host of Kingdom Radio. It is Saturday, September 14th, and we are on the eve of the Chiefs-Raiders divisional matchup. I will say, I'm kind of upset that this is the last time the Chiefs are going to Oakland to face our divisional rivals. I'm sure, as everybody knows, this coming season, they will move to Las Vegas. So this is our last trip to the Oakland Coliseum and the Black Hole, and I feel like it's going to be a great one. Let's start off by the first game ever played between the Chiefs and the Raiders. It was 1960, and the Dallas Texans faced off against the Oakland Raiders at Kaiser Stadium, where the Texans, now the Chiefs, won 34-16. The Chiefs also lead the overall series 65-53 and 2 ties in the 119 times they've faced each other. Today will likely mark the last time the Chiefs ever play the Raiders in Oakland, as the team is relocating to Las Vegas last season, like I already said. The Chiefs have won 20 games and lost 19 and tied one at all time at the Coliseum. So we are up 1 game on the Raiders at the Oakland Coliseum. Let's make that 2 games. Let's not let them even the slate before they move to Las Vegas, Kansas City. Look, this rivalry dates back to the days of Lynn Dawson, but it was former head coach Marty Schottenheimer who placed huge emphasis on the matchup and came up with the term Raiders Week. He made sure all of his players knew how deep this rivalry runs and made sure his team was ready for the Raiders, compiling an 18-3 record against the Raiders during his tenure as Chiefs head coach. And boy, I'll tell you what, I loved Marty Schottenheimer. That was a great era for Chiefs football. You think about those teams back in the day. In the 90s is when I was growing up. The Andre Rison days. You remember the Andre Rison touchdown on Monday Night Football and the Oakland Coliseum, with time running out for the Chiefs to defeat the Raiders. That was one of my favorite all-time games. It's hard to see Oakland move to Las Vegas. It doesn't seem right, but hey, this is a business. That's what it's all about. And look, we are in the Andy Reid era, and since he's taken over as Chiefs head coach, the Chiefs have a 10-2 record versus Oakland, with both losses coming in Oakland, mind you. The Chiefs have won their last 3 straight against Derek Carr Oakland team. And I will say that, look, we've kind of had Oakland's number over the last 20 years, and I want to keep it that way. I feel like that tomorrow will hold strong to that value as well. So looking back to last season, Patrick Mahomes completed 37 of 62 attempts in 2 games against Oakland, throwing for 576 yards and 6 touchdowns with 1 interception. And that was in the season series. Those are not too shabby of numbers there. We can keep that up. Also, Travis Kelce had his best game of the season, catching 12 balls for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, look, it's looking good against the Raiders. They did lose a huge key element, which we all know, Antonio Brown. Pulled his little social media debacle to get himself released from the Raiders, then signed a few hours later with our rival, the Patriots. And we all know what happened when Randy Moss went to the Patriots. I mean, that was a huge year for New England. But I'll tell you what, if there was one man that shut the door on them in the Super Bowl, I think it happened to be a guy by the name of Steve Spagnuolo. Yes, that was that New York Giants defense that he coached that stopped that 16-0 New England Patriots team that was on fire and looked like the best team to ever take the field. And Spags shut that down. Look, we have the best chance ever of bringing home the Lombardi Trophy to Kansas City. And I cannot wait to get this game started on Raiders week. I'm a Raider hater for life. I hate the Raiders. Everything about them. I can't stand Art Shell. But I couldn't stand any of them. That owner they had, that infamous Al Davis with those gold glasses and that look. I can't stand it. I can't stand the Raiders. Just thinking about it drives me nuts. Kansas City. But look, the Raiders appear to be an improved team, even without Antonio Brown in the fold, as former Chargers wide receiver Tyrell Williams caught 6 passes, 105 yards, and a touchdown. And new tight end Darrell Waller had 7 receptions for 70 yards and week 1 at Denver. Perhaps the most impressive was rookie running back Josh Jacobs, who in his NFL debut rushed 23 times for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns, adding a nice reception for 28 yards. This was the first time a rookie making his debut had 100 yards from scrimmage with 2 touchdowns since LaDainian Tomlinson did it back in 2001. I don't know how I feel about that stat. I kind of remember a guy by the name of Kareem Hunt against the Patriots who I feel like had a better day than that. So I could be wrong. He could have come shy of that stat just a little bit, but I feel like Kareem Hunt might have pressed that record last season or 2 seasons ago, whenever it was. Okay, look. So we have some signings this week. We obviously signed LaShawn McCoy last week, but here is update salary cap numbers according to SportTrack.com. And this is great, Kansas City, because, after all these signings before McCoy, we were sitting at $21 million over the salary cap. Now we signed McCoy and the Tyreek Hill extensions, 2 settlements with injured players, and the recent contract restructures of both left tackle Eric Fisher and linebacker Anthony Hitchens, a move that cleared up an additional $10.6 million. The move to clear cap space appears to signal a trade, possibly for a cornerback. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to clear this amount of money with the restructured contracts. So the Chiefs are currently sitting at $23.7 million in cap space. That is plenty of room for the Chiefs to go out and grab another addition up if that's what they choose to do. I mean, we are making smart moves with our money. I feel like that this is probably the best route. That tells me that we have an unselfish team, and I love this. This is a big deal, Kansas City, to have an unselfish team like we do, and to have Eric Fisher and Anthony Hitchens restructure their contract on a team-friendly deal. Hey, we couldn't be looking better in Kansas City. So, with that being said, I do want to say this is a huge AFC West matchup. This is one of our biggest rivals in the history of Kansas City. We should not take this lightly. I look for this to be Mahomes' Kelsey day, and then LaShawn McCoy have a huge day. I don't know why, but I can just feel it. Kelsey has a huge day. LaShawn McCoy rushes for over 100 yards. Our defense will get to Derek Carr all day long. They're not going to stop us. They never do. Do I think they'll put up a few points on us? Yeah. Not much, though. I don't think they'll put up as many points on us as Jacksonville did. Look, it's week 3. I'm sorry. It's week 2 of the NFL season. We really need to come out of this 2-0. Come home to Kansas City. Have our season opener Arrowhead 2-0. Go 3-0. And be looking great for the rest of the season. I love how we come out on fire, because I'll tell you what, on an Alex Smith-led Kansas City Chiefs, we don't see this type of production, and we didn't. I keep mentioning this. Patrick Mahomes had over 300 yards in the first half of last week's game. That's a career day for Alex Smith. A career day, 300 yards, and this man did that in the first half. Look, you put us up against a defense that, in my mind, really isn't that great, a.k.a. Oakland Raiders. I feel like we're going to dice them apart yet again. This is one of those scenarios that the Raiders just don't have any answers for the Chiefs. John Gruden has turned that team upside down, has made moves that seriously make me question his football knowledge. I feel like this man is trying to run a 1990s style scheme in a league that doesn't play football like that anymore. Yes, it's smash mouth football, but it's an air raid attack. Look, the NFL has switched to an air raid attack, and I don't think that he is caught up to that. I don't think the Raiders are caught up to the NFL. So here's my thing, Kansas City. We're all Raider haters. This is Raiders week. We've got the Raiders tomorrow. I'm telling you, Mahomes is going to put up 450 yards. I think he's going to throw 4 touchdowns tomorrow. I think LaShawn McCoy is going to add a touchdown or 2. And our defense is seriously just going to shut down this Oakland offense that seriously has been stumbling for the last few seasons. So, let's move on to predictions here. My predictions for this game, I'm looking for Kansas City to walk all over the Oakland Raiders in Oakland for our last game at the Coliseum. This is not going to be a close contest. I'm going to say, look, this is where we're going to put up 52, Kansas City. 52. It's going to be 52-10 at the end of this game. And the stat line is going to be crazy. Anybody who had the Chiefs players on fantasy football, like myself, I do have Patrick Mahomes. I also have McCole Hardman. Who else do I have? I believe that's the only 2 Chiefs that I have on my roster. LaShawn McCoy, I'm sorry. So look out. Look out. This is going to be a huge fantasy game for Kansas City. And on top of that, it's going to be a huge statement to the rest of the AFC West. So get ready, Kansas City. Tomorrow, 3:05, Arrowhead time. We are at the Oakland Coliseum for the last time, to face the Oakland Raiders. Hey, I'm ready for it. I don't know about y'all. I do not know about y'all, but I'm ready for it. Hey, I will say, go up to Pizza Shop Platte City and have yourself a butcher block. Also, we have a live event there here Sunday. We will kick things off at 2 p.m., have a pregame show and a halftime show. So come up to Platte City Pizza Shop. Show your support for the Chiefs, have some pizza, drink some beer, and party with the Kingdom Radio crew. So, Kansas City, look, I couldn't be more excited for this game. Let's get this one under our belt. Let's get the victory, and let's move forward in the season, and let's put Oakland behind us forever. Thank you, Kansas City, for tuning in to Kingdom Radio, where we talk about all things Kansas City Chiefs.
Thank you for tuning in to Kingdom Radio, your go-to podcast for everything Kansas City Chiefs.